There's going to be noise in the background because Sebastian's doing the toddler thing of playing with kitchen stuff.
So he's got a metal cookie rack out, and it sounds a lot like the fake thunder that they use on stage, where they have that metal sheets and goes.
So if you hear noise, that's what's happening. I'm not going to stop him because then we can't make the video that you're watching.
Mm-hmm. It's true. That's where the "stole my thunder" thing comes from.
Oh.
The English playwright around the time of Shakespeare, I believe, who invented that. Shakespeare's people stole his idea. And they stole my thunder.
I had no idea. I learned something new today.
It could be BS, but I've remembered that for a very long time. But who knows?
Okay.
Anyway, so first off, we're going to be good. This time we're going to remember. Actually, you reminded me to remember.
That we're going to put in the...
wrist check portion. Okay, so wrist check. I don't know. You want to go first?
Okay. I'm wearing what I haven't worn in a little bit.
Yeah.
The new strap.
Yeah, well, the new old strap. This is something that I never thought I'd see. This actually came in on a parts watch. This is a genuine Swiss-made Tropic with the heavy-duty inox buckle. Really nice quality. On the 6105 8009 proof. Nice watch. And I am wearing something. Thank you, Mr. Lambert. Who did a trade deal with me. I picked up a watch model that I've wanted for a long time. This isn't the original sushi diver from the 60s and late 60s and early 70s, the 6106. This is the 90s reissue. This was back when Seiko's reissues were fantastic. They did such a good job. They got all the things right that needed to be right. The things they changed for a reason. And the one thing that I can think of that I wish they'd done, they didn't do, specifically because they couldn't at the time, which is hacking. The original was 6106 and it was hacking. You pull the crown and it would stop. This has a 7S movement, so it can't do that. But I mean, Seiko didn't have a hacking movement like that at that time. But they did a great job. It's got the internal bezel rotating ring, the color's correct, dial color's correct, the lume color is correct. They've got the right electric blue, the same case lug setup, and unlike later modern reproductions that Seiko does or reissues, the markings in the back are not an etching. It's an actual physical stamping. Just like the originals. They did a great job. Seiko 5 Sports Clasp. These 90s reissues are really cool. There's a few of them I'd love to pick up, but I'm really happy to see this watch in. But I only wore it today for the first time because Robert was very kind and dug around and found some of the extra links for this watch and mailed them to me. So there they are. That's a cool watch.
Amazing.
But anyway, I am very happy with this watch. I've wanted one of these for a long time because I've owned some exquisite originals, like some really, really nice rally divers. And I don't know, the vintage ones, I can't really wear them without care. But this one's nice. And I have a new old stock case for one of these as a backup. I just think it's a really nice watch. The aesthetics of Suwa carry on.
Okay. I don't know. Do you have anything else to banter about? I'm trying to think. I don't want to just jump right into questions.
You don't?
I don't know. We're supposed to talk about things. People like when we talk about things.
We're trying to come up with different side dishes for Thanksgiving.
Yes, because we decided to have actual Thanksgiving and not sushi.
Yeah, last year we made sushi. That was our Thanksgiving, but we made a ton of sushi that all tasted the same.
Yeah. Because obviously we wouldn't use raw fish. That's gross to do at home.
Yeah, we're not up on being able to do that kind of thing, but I don't know. We're figuring it out. Mm-hmm. We're figuring it out. I'm sore. We're finally back in our routine of going to the gym all the time, and so clearly I have been missing out on workouts.
I almost died. I was doing a thing with weights. What's it called?
Incline bench.
I was doing that, and I was like, I'm gonna die, and he had to come and rescue me.
Yeah, and I was like, you can do it. I had my hand on the. She's like, I can't do it.
all of 35 pounds.
It's true, but you did it.
I
You remember, you
mostly
used to
did
not be able to do that at all.
It's true. So that's always fun.
It's true. Well, it's Friday. That means we're at the end of the week. It's going to be. I had some boxes of MG parts show up, so that should be. I might do a few things, but it's been so goddamn cold.
Hey, you're not supposed to say
I'm not
any
supposed-
bad words.
No bad words. It's so gosh darn cold and snowy. It's like we dropped right into winter. It's still snowy.
And then you're going to bonk your fingers while you're trying to do something.
Yeah, but at least now I have little surgical gloves, so I'm not going to get grease ground into my fingers.
And then people won't complain about your dirty hands.
I should get a T-shirt made that says my hands are clean.
Okay, there we bantered some. Now we can get into it. From Slim Perkins. My band used
Not Slim Pickens.
Stop it! I said that's what it reminded me of. And I said I wasn't going to say that.
Slim Pickens is great. He's one of the bright points, the high points of the almost forgotten movie 1941.
Okay, whatever. My band used to get t-shirts printed a lot, and you do have a choice on the shirt weight usually. The cheaper you go, the thinner and crappier the shirt. I can point you towards a couple of companies if you'd like. Contagious Graphics out of North Carolina is a good company, and we've used them a lot. I'd also recommend Sublimation Print over Plastisol or heavier plastic feeling inks. We actually did glow in the dark shirts, records, and CDs for our Uranium Rock EP. The glow is really cool. I'm not young. I know what an EP is.
You do?
No.
EP is an extended play. It was a vinyl record that only usually had like 4 songs on it.
Woo, being a millennial.
Yeah, EPs were where it was at, man.
Oh well. Anyway, I found American Apparel has a pretty okay shirt. So I put that on the website, but I'm really scared of having someone buy one and then it not getting shipped or something from Printful, and I'm really scared.
I don't know. We haven't found a decent automation thing. And like I looked at the website thing, like you'd think you go to a website, right? And you're like, okay, well, cool. I want this shirt, and I've got 10 choices of colors and all the different size choices, right? That's the way it should go.
I did the size thing right.
Well, the size thing, but it only shows one color. It's like we have to have, there's no way for us to just load up the options. It doesn't work.
That Squarespace is being weird, and I don't know.
I don't know. It's really annoying.
And I don't have the patience to figure it out.
Like there's all kinds of stuff. Like I put together a baseball hat and some other crap, and
I don't know.
you know, flip-flops.
No, you didn't. They do have the option to have flip-flops, though.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, there you go. See, I wasn't wrong.
Oh, well, we'll get you a pair.
Okay, next question.
From Randolph Cirillo. Guys, contact Matt with Bunker Branding Company. He's a YouTube personality, Demolition Ranch and Vet Ranch, and some other ranch, but they have that company, Bunker Branding. Good luck.
Okay, so we'll check out Bunker Branding. It's another one to look
Wow,
at.
there's another one about shirts.
Yep.
Wow, you went crazy.
People are excited. They want to get their shirts
I
going.
know, I have it up, but I'm scared.
I know. We were considering having like more control over it and just saying,
Yeah.
screw it, and just
Having it sent here and then us send it to you people who buy them.
right. Like we'd have to buy them in bulk, and then I mean, I think that's what a lot of little companies do.
I don't know, because I'm afraid they're going to screw it up.
It'd be nice for us if we're going to send out our own product, be able to physically, personally, visually verify it before it goes
Yeah, I
out.
think that's a good idea.
Maybe we should just suck it up and just do it, and just have them in hand and choose certain colors that we like and certain setups and just be done with it.
Okay, well, unless you want a white t-shirt, don't buy a shirt yet. I'm still working on
We're going to go with plan C. All right.
Okay, from Tim Lara. Gildan Ultraweight are nice thick shirts that I never see anymore. I have a few shirts that lasted for years of wearing once or twice a week. Another brand that I got recently as a merch shirt from a flashlight company says cottonexpress.com as the brand on the tag. It's really nice and heavy.
CottonExpress.com. Okay, thank you for that tip.
Okay, now we're on to watch stuff. From Watchnut. You might like a Tudor Black Bay steel.
This was a question about, me trying to think about some watch, some hypothetical watch that would work for me. It's possible. I've never been a huge Tudor guy, and I'm also thinking more of a chronograph. like chronograph, day date. But that said, I've also been thinking a lot about the Omega Planet Ocean. Those are really cool. The one with the crown at 10. I don't know. Like I need another watch.
From Jose F. Gonzalez, I have a Seiko 5 7006 7040 with a remarkably similar champagne dial to the one on the donor watch. Almost everything else is different.
This was Sean Cody's donor watch.
Okay.
For the 6119 Mac V SOG.
Okay. Hands, case, crown at 3, etc. Loom is a total goner, sadly. No push, quick set, as you mentioned on today's mail call for the 7006 is most likely a parts watch.
No, not necessarily. I mean, the thing with the 7006 is that once they're serviced, they'll run forever. I need to double check how the day and date quick set work on those things because I run off of my memory, and as has been shown very much so in the last couple of days, my memory doesn't work very well. So I need to ascertain exactly what's up. It is interesting now. On a completely different thing, I was looking at Seiko catalogs from in 1969. And I was looking at all their different lines, and the regular line was all of like the Suis stuff, and if it was Dynie stuff, it was like the 5600 line, like the higher, like the LMs and stuff. And their sort of affordable line was the 7000 series, which I thought was really interesting because they're so durable and so strong. They're great movements, but apparently at the time Seiko marketed them as sort of your pocket watch.
You know what I just realized? Last year, you would wear your green sweater like every video, and you haven't worn it yet.
I don't know where it went.
I put it away.
Oh, well, that's why. I would wear it if I knew where it was.
It's in the closet.
I could wear it. Ooh, I could wear it with this shirt and flip the collars out. Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, from Randy Novik. Gach, with the Yiddish CH. Did I do it right?
Gach.
Gach.
I don't know.
Your one watch is a thing with the stuff.
A Fortis Flieger with the Valju 7750. Again, talking about this speculative perfect watch.
Or perhaps a Sin 356, same movement. More spare dial and markings under acrylic dome. The movement is rugged and serviceable with a somewhat easier time of getting parts. The Fortis has the pleasing yet fleeting orange seconds you describe. You are a simple man with simple tastes who, like most intelligent people, see you're intelligent, also bears the heavy and pleasurable burden of appreciating beauty in many forms. So I have now told you what your one watch is. I delight in the certainty that I will be both listened to and also kindly ignored. We are each free of burdens now. You guys are great. All the best. Happy Friday.
Thank you, Randy. I have a lot of Valju 7750 based watches, as I said. I really do like the Sim 356. I've been seeing them a lot recently, and I think they're cool. I wanted to get something that was unusual, something I've never had before. Like I've never had a Zenith El Primero. I've never had, I don't know. I'm thinking Swiss, chronograph, automatic, also with hand winding, and at a minimum date, ideally day date. Like, actually, I saw a vintage watch that I was like, ooh, that's really cool. And yes, it's Valju 7750 based, but it's an Omega triple date chronograph. It's actually really cool.
Why aren't you loving Finny?
Finny is cat. Anyway, so I saw one used on Reddit, on the Reddit Watch Exchange subreddit. It's Reddit r Watch Exchange. And there was one on there, and it's really cool. The seller kind of wooged me out though, and I'm like, I don't know about that guy, but they're 39.5 millimeters, I think. And they're triple date. So they have 31 numbers around the extreme edge and a single hand that changes for each date. And then up at the top, it has the day and the month. I just think they're cool. I saw it and I was like, that's a cool watch.
What would Finny think of it?
He'd chew on it. Finny, you airhead, where did you come from?
I don't know. Nobody can see you.
Oh, Finny.
He's my kitty. He's a scaredy cat.
Finny. Who's a kitty? When he was given a choice between more brains or longer tail, and he chose the tail.
Yeah, he's really stupid.
He's a dummy.
From Todd S. Maybe a coaxial Speedmaster for your perfect watch. Great show again.
I have that one coaxial Railmaster, and it's really cool. Coaxial Omega, that'd be pretty neat.
Sorry, I just remembered the other night Sadie was sitting on the couch with Finny, and I busted open the door to get to the dryer, and Finny went, "Ah!" and ran out, just scratched up her leg.
Yeah, because he panics easily. Because he doesn't know where he is or what's happening. He doesn't know who we are. He doesn't know what's going on.
From Randolph
I got a bunch of weed and I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god. It makes me laugh every beginning of South Park when Tally says that. Anyway, from Randolph Cirillo again. Very nice. Love your dedication to the craft and your commitment to these old watches. Thank you for the videos. Question. If you were looking for a nice watch, would you get an early 80s two-door date just or a Seiko Pogue with the iconic yellow dial? He's had those. Can you give me your honest opinion of vintage 80s two-door date just? Are they worth buying? I'm looking at a date just with linen dial with factory diamonds for $1,200.
I don't know the first thing about vintage Tudor. Hell, I don't know the first thing about modern Tudor. I do know that they're now using in-house...
Am I pronouncing it wrong?
Tudor?
Am I saying two-door? I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, if you're talking about Fords, it'd be a Ford... Is it a two-door or a Tudor? Anyway, I don't know much... I don't know much about it. In terms of the price and what they have, I think Tudor in those days used ETA movements, but I don't honestly know. I once found a Tudor in a drawer at a store that was closing down in Denver. It was their lost and found, and that location was getting shut down.
Well, why didn't you take it?
I did.
Where'd it go?
I was like, should we keep this or sell it? And you were like, I don't know, sell it. And it was a lady-sized Tudor.
I remember, sort of.
Yeah, it ran.
Yeah, but it was a lady's watch.
It was. It had the old shield logo on it. I just don't know much about Tudor. I really don't. But if I had to choose, if I was forced at gunpoint to choose between the two, I don't know. I've never owned a Tudor date just. Maybe I'd get that one. Gold Pogues, I've had a lot of them.
I'll never have a Pogue.
I don't know. I haven't put my brain to it recently, but I mean, I could probably build one. In fact, I know I could. I could probably build a few. In fact, I think I have like 4 good dials, and I'm sure I could make probably 4 or 5 of them. Not true Pogues, but I could make them. But I don't know. I'd probably go with the Tudor.
From Julie Hill, one watch for me, 36mm stainless steel, either a Rolex Datejust or Explorer. Something that can be dressed up or down, watch for life. Also, rugby shirts are currently on trend here in the UK. Great quality, long lasting. Winter is coming and they're a great alternative to an ordinary shirt. Question for next week. I've just purchased a 7548 7000 JDM, June 1980, all original and serviced. How do you rate them? Super looking piece.
Oh, they're one of my...
What is a Datejust? I've never even heard that until today.
Basically, it's a Rolex dress watch, right? But instead of having to go around and around and around when you want to set the date, it actually is a date quick set. That was like a new cool feature. They're like, holy crap, I don't have to spin it around 45 times. Oh. Julie, though, they're beautiful. The 7548, 7000 JDMs, well, all the 7548s are great. But, for example, here's one. 7548, this is the JDM one. Would you focus? Is it too close? I don't know. I'm trying to trick it. They're perfect dive watches. What I love about them is that everything that needs to be there is there. Everything is there for a reason. It's not a fashion watch. It was made for a very specific purpose. It has no frills, no frippery, but at the same time, it's a clean and elegant design. They're just magnificent watches. They're just beautiful. The movements are bulletproof. The top of the line, you can dial them into a few hundredths of a second per day after service. They're a perfect tool watch. A perfect tool watch.
Sorry about the heater, but I'm cold and I don't care.
And it just keeps snowing.
Yes. Maybe if you close the...
Yeah. Finny, don't panic.
Sorry, he's closing the closet door open. It'll make it... No. Is it quieter?
I don't know.
It's not as loud as the dryer.
Oh, God. Okay.
Sebastian's being very quiet.
Oh, I can't wait to find out what he's done. But I'll find out because I'll hear you yelling.
Okay, this next...
I wanted to... Sorry. Yes, Julia, that's a great thing. And I agree with you. The Rolex Explorer, especially if it's an early first gen like this, perfect watch. But they're just so... They step aside so much for everything else of that era. They've got the standard Rolex dress case, but they're slightly larger, but they have the legibility and perfection of the dial. They're just fantastic watches.
Okay, the next one is something that I've always wondered too.
What's that?
From Troy Nacello. Why do Seiko JDM watches have all English writing on them? If they're made for Japanese people only in Japan, shouldn't it be in Japanese? I've always wondered that.
I have my theories. It's probably about marketing and the product, the place in the world that they want to be able to sell to. Also, I mean,
yeah, but they're JDM.
I understand that. I mean, why do the Japanese love baseball so much?
I don't know.
Because we ran their country after World War II. MacArthur was in charge of them during the occupation, and so they got this huge boost of American culture. And it's some pieces of it they really took seriously. I don't know. I mean, but it's true. All these JDM ones, and like Seiko, it's not in kanji. It says Seiko on it, but it's been that way forever. I mean, heck, I've got that World War II Seiko, that Navy one, and it literally says Seiko. So, I mean, it's got to be marketing. Obviously, somebody sat down and made a choice that this is what needed to happen for this stuff, and apparently it was a selling point for both the world and for the Japanese population at home that they dug that, and it's so common I didn't even think of it. I mean, even Orient does it with that stupid faux English crest thing they've got on it, and they've always had everything in English. I mean, it'd be kind of nifty if Seiko actually came out with a watch that was literally all in kanji.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool. I think that would be super neat if they did that.
Well,
I don't know what does Seiko look like in kanji.
I don't know. Okay, I hear him. I need to look at him. I need to know what's happening, or I'm gonna go freak out.
What?
Bottom.
Oh, thank you. Piper Maru 2011. That Flightmaster is something. Yeah, man, it's beautiful. And the owner of this thing, I'm holding this for him while he's out of the country or traveling or something. And I thought it was going to be a couple weeks. He's not coming back till February. I have to live with this watch here until February, and it's not mine, and I don't get to wear it. Breaks my heart. Anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful watch, and I love the movement, and it's just... Do you hear that? Bad boy. There it is. God, what a watch. What a beautiful, beautiful watch. The bracelet's a little much for me. It's a little bright, but man, you put this thing on a strap. God, what a watch. And crazily enough, one of my complaints about slide rule watches is that Seiko makes them really tight and it's hard to see. My eyes aren't that great. But this one is actually quite legible. If one knew how to use a slide rule, it'd be pretty cool. I think they're just lovely watches. But yeah, I have to live with this watch until February, and then I have to give it up. Breaks
My funnel I got from Japantown was eaten by the dog, and he put lots of things that I need into the toilet. So I'm going to have to run to the store after this. I did not clean them out yet.
Oh, and you got that funnel in Japantown, right?
Yep.
In San Francisco.
Yep.
I love Japantown in San Francisco. I mean, there are a lot of things about living in San Francisco I miss, but man, Japantown, that was great. Okay, so this is more from Piper Maru 2011. Hey, I have a question. Is there a place to order watch seals by model, like a whole set of seals for a thank you?
For a thank you.
I must have copy-pasted and screwed up. That'd be nice. Wouldn't it be great if you could go to a site and say, okay, I have a 6139 6005. I need all the seals. And you go, beep, and it has a thing. You can find them on eBay. We're in the process of having some seals made, the button seals and the crown seals. and they're going to be ready, I don't know, 8 weeks or something else like that. But I mean, we might be able to start putting together packages like that. It's possible. And ARV seals, by the way, are going to be made of Viton, which means they're not going to age. They won't oxidize. And that's pretty cool. That's a real step up. What now?
Oh, it's a photo from the teacher. Ugh. Oh, God, I can't believe it. Okay, from Watch the Time. Oh, my God, that Flightmaster is spectacular.
You gosh darn right it is. Look at that thing. Oh, it's a magnificent watch. Oof. Anyway.
Sorry, now I'm mad.
Sorry. I've been waiting for his entire toddlerhood for the day when he starts putting stuff in the toilet.
Well,
that day has come.
That day has come. Every single thing that I own is in.
At least he didn't try to flush.
I didn't take them out. Should I go do that?
I don't know. He doesn't like flushing. Oh, honey?
What?
Tony Stark is dead?
I'm so sorry. It's tragic. I know.
We were just discussing this morning, though, that Tony shouldn't have died.
In the comics, it was Nebula
that got the gauntlet.
That got the gauntlet, and that's how it should have gone.
It is how that would have completed her arc. That would have been great, and because in the comics too, she also restores herself, and that would have been nice too. Talk about somebody who had a great arc and deserved to get put back together. That should have happened and did not. Smucker's tea. Seiko movements still have a forbidden time when it comes to using the quick set date. In the manual for my 7S26 movement, it said not to use the quick set feature on my watch between the times of 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. The newer 4R36 also has a forbidden time, but it is shorter than the 7S26. Mark from Long Island Watches did a great video in which he showed us what happens to the 7S26 movement when you use the quick set date during this period. He managed to break a gear in the date mechanism. Seiko could save us a lot of trouble by using metal gears. Well, maybe, but okay, so if you have this interference problem, if you use metal gears, they're just going to bend. The main plates are made of brass. They're not very hard. It's interesting. It's interesting. Because, like, that's interesting that Seiko would have gone back to that, because the 7000 series watches really didn't. And the 6000 series didn't at all. They have a whole system where it's like the date finger actually can move independently and it can move backwards. But it's best practice to not fool with anything. So thank you for that good information. Fletcher Pictures. Oh man, I'm glad you appreciate these like I do. He's talking about 7002's dive watches. They're great. Great movements. I have an original one, new genuine crystal fitted due to scratches, and I love it. The 007 is far more popular, but I like having a different one. Loved the video series. Well, thank you. 7002s are just, again, they're just a hardcore tool watch. They are what they are. And if you get one of the transitionals, they have unidirectional bezels. I mean, they're compliant. They're great watches. Great watches. You service those and they're awesome. Sucks about the dial-loom. What are you gonna do? Dan Burdiek. Dan Burdiek. After I hear her coming. No. Is she coming? I don't know what she's doing. After adjusting my SBDC 051, I've managed to get it to gain around 2 seconds a day. That's really tight. It was a very difficult and time-consuming job, as the movement gains and loses time when in different positions up to 12 seconds. Oh yeah. People are like, well, why can't you just, make it more accurate? And it's like, there are so many variables, and you're shooting at a moving target, and it's just like crazy. The amplitude is up to 300, but is running at a steady 280 now. That's fantastic. I haven't seen any of the new movements run that high in a really long time. Very happy with the watch now. Please give me your 3 tips on maintaining it. I only have 3 tips for maintaining a watch. I don't know. Avoid doorknobs. Don't stick your hand in deep fryers while wearing the watch.
I'm guilty of the first one.
Yeah, doorknobs.
Things.
I don't know. Just wear it. Make sure it's cleaned. If you're gonna immerse it in, I wear this on a daily basis and in the surf. So remember, one of the big things is you've got to, after you come out of salt water, you've got to leave it in a glass of fresh water to leach the salt out. Otherwise, it'll sit in really tight spaces and eat that thing alive. Also, that means that you have to have the seals professionally checked every single year and basically replaced every year. If you're going to be getting it wet all the time, it needs to have the seals done all the time. On a normal watch that doesn't really get that treatment, it's every 5 years. I have a time grapher and have it gaining 2 seconds. I was thinking of buying a pressure tester. What's your opinion? Waste of money or cheap insurance against water damage? Well, I don't know. It'll give you the answer. But you know what? Don't get a wet tester because I think they suck. But the problem is that you can get a beautiful high-end dry tester. They're really cool, but they're like $5,000. I don't know. It's up to you, man. If you want the watch to last, that's the way we do it.
I can do my job again.
I'm trying to figure out where we're at. So I think we're right there.
Okay, back to it. You do it every time.
I do. I just can't lean back.
Poor guy. Can I wear him?
No. It's not loose enough for you to wear him. Oh. Plus, I don't want to be married to a sumo god. I'm gonna make date night kind of weird. Make wrestling kind of a different challenge.
I'm gonna die.
Paul and the Coast. I currently own this same watch. I don't actually remember which watch that was. I'm so sorry. It keeps great time, but the day takes a week to change. The time, secondhand, and date are working just fine. My local repair person said a gear is stripped. If I can find that gear, they can repair it. Who would I contact for the part I need? Oh yeah, this was a 6106. That doesn't make sense to me. A service should fix that. There's no specific gear that only does the day. The thing that only does the day is part of the date corrector setup. 6106 watches are plentiful on eBay. There's a ton of them. If you go to eBay and type in Seiko 6106, just look for a complete watch like a dress watch or something else like this that has a clean dial and like a clean loom, so you know that it looks nice internally, and that will have every part that you need.
From Super Cruise. Hi, Spencer. Question for mail call 63. We're on 63.
Is it 63? I thought it was 60. I don't know what number it is.
I believe you. I have progressed in skill to the point I am jeweling the upper and lower mainspring arbor ports on some of my watch restorations. Yay! When reaming the lower arbor port from the calendar side to the motion side, I am left with a very slight ridge of brass around the edge of the machine hole. Do you have any advice for removing that ridge or deburring the hole to get the arbor surface the barrel sits in perfectly flat again? I have been coming back with my jewel press and using my largest flat or pump pusher to compress the ridge down after reaming, but can never get it perfectly flat. Is there something you do to remove that very slight ridge of metal left behind? When pressing in the jewel, do you prefer a pump pusher or a flat pusher? I have been using a pump pusher as I think it keeps the jewel centered on the buttonhole. As always, love the channel. Appreciate the advice, John.
I typically use a flat pusher to get that going in a stinking press. I've run into that same problem with the burr that you're talking about. There's a couple ways I deal with it. First is I do most of my reaming from the calendar side, but then the very last one, because I go through a number of different sizes. I don't like just, going hell for leather and doing the biggest size. I like to work up and make sure that it's centering and it's doing what it should. Maybe that's stupid, but that's what I do. So I come in from the calendar side every time, and then for the very last one, I flip it over, come in from the movement side, and it cuts that burr off. For the most part, it's gone, and any extra stuff hangs out on the other side. But to clean up those edges, I use a little Dremel tool with my hand. I use this little bladey diddly thing. You can just because it's just brass, and I just put it in the thing, and I just go, and it nicely chamfers that edge, and then you're done.
We have a second cat visitor.
Oh,
Madame Bot.
Ooh, her royal botness. Where are you going?
She's mad Finny's in her spot.
Yeah, well, can't help her.
From RG, hi S&S, couple of questions this time. One, how's your Glycine Airman doing? Still liking it? Haven't heard about it for a while since your review a year ago. I consider buying one as they can be found new for under $500 now.
I still like my Glycine. I still have it. It's at the back of my watch box, so I often forget about it. I still sometimes wish that I had the 39 rather than the 41 or 42 or whatever the heck that thing is, but it's a great watch. It's legible. I like it a lot. There's another Glycine I saw on Massdrop, and it had a different handset, and the handset was really cool. It was kind of like almost like syringe type hands, but they were angled, and they were actually they're high polished metal or might be brushed. I don't remember, with a big lume window. They're beautiful hands actually, and I almost considered trying to buy one of those watches just for the hands, but that seems silly. But yeah, no, I still like my Glycine very much.
2, following up on the KVW watch discussion, if you were to design or choose the movement, roughly what would it be like?
Well, the things that I want are date at a minimum, day date ideally, hand winding, automatic winding, serious jeweling. I mean, like, I want to sort of basically deal with all of the issues that tend to come up. So, jeweled mainspring arbors, for real. I want to avoid metal on metal if that can be done. And just sort of have it so that it's a really nice bulletproof thing. I've been thinking a lot about dials, because I like dials to look like what they're made of, which is sort of a complicated thing, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, it'd probably be, I don't know, something like that, something that has a lot of sort of utility and long lastingness, because I judge a watch on the quality of its movement. And so, I mean, I really would want to start from that point, rather than having a pretty watch with a little crappy movement inside, get something nice and then build up from there.
Mm-hmm. I'm done.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it. Well, it's Friday. It's pizza day. And,
all that going to the gym was for pizza.
You gotta give yourself some slack. That's really about it, folks. Nothing else to say. Gonna be doing some work on the MG, so maybe I'll have an MG video this weekend. Not sure. We'll see.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's just, I got a box of some of the parts, like brake stuff to do, and I swear to God, the car was like sitting in my garage, like, I'm gonna be fixed.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm gonna be fixed for the first time in 36 years. I'm excited. Okay. You guys have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching.